These reviews I produce are my thoughts on the gun. Nobody's paying me to make the review. Nobody's telling me what they'd like me to say, etc. If people would like to send me accessories for guns to review, I'd be very happy to do that on the basis that it'll be my genuine thoughts on the gun, the good and the bad, and I'll be telling you the good and the bad points on this gun. So here's my quick and dirty review of the Gamo PT-85 blowback semi-automatic CO2 air pistol. I'm liking this pistol, and we're going to go into some depth on it. It's, as you can see, very realistic. Comes in a cardboard box as opposed to those awful plastic clamshells that nobody likes. It claims 8 shots in less than 1 second. Well, I don't know why anybody really would want to try to do that. It certainly does cycle rapidly. It is a full blowback with a reciprocating slide. Realistically, all of these CO2 pistols suffer from the pressure in the cylinder dropping as you fire. There's a cooling effect from the gas flowing through a venturi, so cylinder temperature will drop and the pressure, of course, then drops, so you'll actually get less muzzle velocity with each shot you take in rapid succession. So for consistent shooting, I'd recommend not shooting 8 shots in less than 1 second. And in fact, taking a pause between each shot will give you a more consistent and enjoyable performance from the gun. There's a decent little pamphlet comes with it, user instructions, the usual warnings and safety warnings, etc. And yeah, useful, everything that you need to know. I'd recommend everybody read the information provided by Gamo. Gamo PT-85 blowback pistol. I've been shooting this pistol for a few weeks now, and I can recommend it. Let's go into a little bit more detail about what I like and what I don't like about the pistol. I won't be doing chrono testing because I think there are so many variables and unknowns that it's almost worthless. For example, starting point, because all of these pistols use the 12 gram CO2 cylinders, we do not know the starting pressure. So even when reviewers tell us, well, this is a brand new cylinder and this is what I'm getting, that's for that particular pistol. And with the price point of these guns, I don't think we can expect them all to come out of the box shooting at the same feet per second. We certainly can't once you put into the mix different brands of CO2, and that we don't know the start pressure, we don't know the fill pressure on those CO2 cylinders. So I think it's pretty much meaningless. And what instead I'll be talking more about is the look and feel of the pistol, whether it shoots adequately, etc. So no superfluous detail, a quick and dirty review. On the other side of the pistol, incidentally, this is an aftermarket laser that's been added. Okay, so it's a reciprocating slide, metal slide, polymer body, feels reasonably decent quality, little bit plasticky, but this gun was at a bargain price point really. I bought it from Sportsman Gun Centre in Exeter, UK for around £87. Now, for that money, we should not expect a huge amount of gun, but actually this delivers very good value for money in my opinion. Here's the safety. Now, this is a really useful, good quality safety. It's slightly difficult. You see it's got a 2-stage, you've got to slide backwards on this gun and then up. Reveals the red dot, you know that it's no longer safe, it's in fire mode. Good thing about this safety is actually it's a decocker as well. So if I thumb the hammer back, there is no magazine in this gun by the way, but if I cock the hammer back like that, If I now put it back onto safe and press all the way, decocks the hammer. Excellent. So it's a sort of feature that I'd like to see on every gun really. Let's just go through how to put the CO2 cylinder in. Firm press there. Back of the grip comes off. It's solid. It's all plastic, of course, but it's not good flexing. There's the drop down lever, so no tools required for putting the cylinder in and pressurising it. Once the cylinder's in, back on, little pop, and there it is, back in and ready to go. This pistol uses the quite common design stick magazine, 2 8-shot rotary magazines, and you have to insert it. Magazine's empty, by the way. Insert it, push in, and then push till it clicks. Once it's clicked, we're good to go. Here's the magazine release. Nice little thing. Keep your hand ready though so it doesn't eject it completely. Take it out, turn it round, second 8 go in, all the way. Now push till it clicks, and there we are. So again, just hand in and click on the magazine release with my thumb there, and out it comes. Moulded into the magazine is a diagram to help you load the pellets correctly. And it's just simply press them in, rotate the magazine, put the next pellet in, etc. So you can't really go wrong. And then that has obviously got to face to the rear as you insert it. So very simple, very quick and easy to load the magazines, so another plus point. So with a completely empty magazine, and I've rotated it all the way to check, that is one slight downside with this sort of stick magazine, is that you can only see that you've got empty chambers on those top 3 there. You can't tell what's going on in the rest of it. It'd be quite nice if they could put in a clear plastic section there so that you could at a glance see whether there are any pellets in or not. It is empty, and I just want to talk about the look and feel of the gun, how it operates. So putting the magazine in, all the way in, press till it clicks. You can fire it single action, but of course the trigger would be much heavier. So let's put it onto fire. So I've pulled back, I've slid back there with my thumb, and then I can press up. And I've got the warning red dot that we're now fire. We're on fire. Right, I'm going to point in a safe direction and describe the feel. If I were to go there, you can see the hammer is coming back on single action. I wouldn't recommend that because it just adds into the weight. So you can either thumb the hammer back, or you can rack the slide and put the hammer back for the first time. The blowback action, so that every time you fire, some of the CO2 will be used to drive the slide all the way back and recock the hammer for you. So it then is genuinely semi-automatic. So pointing in a safe direction, I can feel that bit of a click there as the magazine started to turn. Okay, I can actually say as well now that here's another nice little feature. You heard the gun fire then, so there is some CO2 left in the cylinder, but the hammer didn't stay back. Okay, if I can show you that, the hammer went forward again. I'll fire again. Again, I'm going to point it in a safe direction. I'll bring the hammer back manually. I'll fire, and it hasn't come back. Now, that's actually a useful feature in that it's telling me there that there's low cylinder pressure. You can still fire the gun, you can get a few more shots by thumbing the hammer and firing, but it is a warning that the cylinder pressure has dropped and it's time really to change it. Again, good and useful feature of the gun. See, the gun does have iron sights. They're of course actually made of a polymer. They're fixed. They do have white dots, and so you can actually get a decent sight picture as you bring the gun up. So they're adequate for what it is. It's a plinking gun. It's a gun for fun. It's not a target pistol. You don't expect it to be super accurate, and these are adequate for plinking at tins at 10 yards, 10 metres. Your success rate will be increased dramatically, however, if you fit one of these very cheap aftermarket laser sights, and I would highly recommend it. To increase the fun you're going to get from this pistol by adding a red dot laser sight, it just makes plinking at tin cans rather, so much more fun, makes it so much more accessible for all members of the family as well. People who don't shoot but like the fun of a little bit of light-hearted competition, shooting moving targets, etc., reactive targets, shoot and see targets, etc. It's a good and simple upgrade to the gun. Typically 10 to 15 pounds for these little aftermarket lasers. The only thing is they won't work very well in bright sunshine. So they are low power. There's the laser dot. I've got some fairly bright lights on here for filming. You can still see it. In strong sunlight, you'll struggle to see the dot on the target, but if there's any shading over your targets, then you'll be fine. They are only less than a milliwatt output energy on these lasers, so you can't expect them to be super bright. I'll just point the gun towards the camera. Don't scream, everybody. It has got a realistic recessed barrel there to give you the appearance of a 9mm barrel. In fact, all it's really doing is improving the realism of the gun, but of course it's shortening the barrel a little bit, so there's a trade-off there. You're making it inherently less accurate, but improving the realism. And for what it is, a fun gun, I don't see that as an issue. The slide is cut away there to reveal the barrel, but it's not easy to access the barrel. The slide doesn't lock back, I should say, as well. So when the magazine is empty, there's no slide lock back, which is a nice feature. So you do have to count with this gun. You do have to sort of count and know when you've got to the end, your last of your 8 shots. Cleaning, again, is an issue because you haven't got access to this end of the barrel. Cleaning is a little bit more difficult, and so I'd recommend as a simple way to clean the barrel would be to use these felt cleaning patches. So it's a little pellet-sized felt, which with a bit of jiggery pokery you manage to load into the magazine and fire 1 or 2 of those at the end of your session, and that will keep the barrel nice and clean. With all these pistols, I'd recommend to use a drop of silicone gun oil and just put a single tiny drop, just a smear, on the end of the cylinder when you change the cylinder, and this will ensure that it keeps the seal in good condition, and a tiny fraction of that will be blown through and keep the valve lubricated as well. You can of course purchase maintenance cylinders. I don't think many people actually ever get round to doing that, but you can buy a maintenance cylinder and put that into the gun instead of the regular CO2 cylinder. Every, I don't know what they recommend, every several hundred shots. I'm not particularly endorsing this particular Bisley brand of gun oil, just making the point that you should only use silicone gun oil with any of these air pistols, because if you use something like WD-40, it will damage your seals over a period. A small bottle of this costs, I don't know, £4 or £5, and it'll last you for many, many months, years. So to sum up, would I recommend this particular pistol? Yes, without a doubt. I highly recommend it. It's at a bargain price point. It's got a super realistic feel to it. It's got nice iron sights there, perfectly usable. It has got the 20mm rail, so you can add your laser sight just to improve accuracy and have a bit more fun with the gun. It has got the cutout in the slide, so it makes it a little bit more realistic. It's got an effective safety, and when I put it down into safe, it's just a push down into safe, push a little bit further and watch the hammer decock as well. So that's a super feature. Putting it back into fire requires two motions. One to pull back in the centre there, and one to bring it up into the fire position. I would say that the spring tension there required to slide that internal piece of the safety back is probably a bit too heavy. So I know they've got to strike a balance between being safe and being practical. And in this case, I think it's just a little bit too hard thumbing that back. Some people have commented, and I totally agree, that the spring pressure required there to move that safety is a little bit too high. So the gun doesn't sound too great. There's a little bit of plasticky feel to it. We're supposed to call it polymer these days, of course. But it's a nice grip. It's got a nice swell into the back of on the back, and I've got back strap, and it provides a nice, comfortable, classic two-hand hold there. So, the Gamo PT-85 blowback. It's a very practical plinking gun. All the family can have a lot of fun with this gun. Would I recommend it? Yes, wholeheartedly. It's at a bargain price point, and a great entry gun for anybody considering a CO2 pistol. It fires pellets, and in my opinion, that's the only way to go, really. You've got far better accuracy from lead pellets. I know it's plinking and I know it's fun, and it's for fun rather, but I don't want to stack the deck against myself by having a plain tube for a barrel and fire BBs. I'd much rather have a good chance of hitting what I'm shooting at. And that's where the laser comes in as well. Highly recommending adding a laser. It won't break the bank, it will improve your enjoyment, so go get them. One last thing we'll just talk about is a case. This is the Flambo 10.5 pistol pack case. It's the model 1011. These are good quality cases. I've got a separate review on these. Please take a look at that review. And I'd highly recommend anybody buying a pistol to spend another sort of 12 to 15 pounds on a case. It provides a good deal of protection for your pistol, but also it's an added safety feature. This case is a great fit for all of these smaller pistols. So this one, the PT-85, is a good sized pistol. As you can see, I've got medium sized hand, sort of size 9 glove. It fits in there beautifully. Always keep the magazine out and separate. That's just a cleaning wad, remember. So you can see how much protection it gives with this egg box foam in there. Comes fitted with the foam, so you don't have to buy it separately as with some cases, and there's no need to cut it out either. It will deform around the pistol. So 2 slide catches, nice and secure, and here on the handle you can see the two catches either side of the handle. Both of them have got a cutout to take a padlock. So if you're buying a pistol and you've got children in the home, then for goodness sake spend another 12 or 15 pounds, something in that order, on a good quality case, and put at least 1 padlock on it, preferably 2. That way you know that your children are only going to access your pistol under your strict supervision. I'll be making more videos of the other pistols that I have, so if you like quick and dirty reviews without all the nonsense of showing you what a great shot I am, I'm not, then please hit the subscribe button. I don't care whether you want to click on the like or not. If you don't like it, don't click on it. Also, you might want to click on the bell button, and that way you'll get an automatic notification from YouTube whenever I post new videos. Clicking on subscribe costs you nothing. It'll just provide you a ready link for my channel so you can easily find it again, and the opportunity to click on the bell icon and be notified automatically when there's new videos available. Okay, hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.